Regina was just a strange place. I mean, here you had a socialist government in a rural, backward place. Yeah. What's going on here? You know, and you had artists, the Group of Five from Regina. And there'd be a show in New York, and they'd crate it and show it in the Norman Mackenzie Art Gallery in Regina, Saskatchewan. Magic in the air. Magic times, magic place. And I was right in the middle of that. Yep. And at that time, I was also, you know, doing my straight stuff. I think I was an executive assistant to Woodrow Lloyd, who was then the leader of the opposition. After they got defeated, and then sort of on the weekends I was up in my studio doing LSD and doing mind-altering stuff, and I was getting a little different view on what reality is out there, and I was beginning to have some questions. Am I going crazy, or is this for real? Is what I'm seeing real? And so, of course, Duncan was the person to go and check it in. And that's what I did. I approached Duncan at the university in the hallway and said, Duncan, I don't remember me saying it, but he claims I said, I want a showdown. In other words, I want a trip. And we went to the studio and we had a trip. And as Duncan said later, too, there was a convergence there. He was, on the one hand, feeling that the battle, what he had realized under LSD, was going to be shut down. You know, that the Saskatchewan College of Physicians and Surgeons were going to have their way. And the establishment was going to have their way, and they were going to shut this down. And I was coming at it from another area, and I was saying, Duncan, look out here, there's a whole culture that I think is happening here. I think we're going through this major shift. And he looked at it and he reassured me I was not crazy. And I was able to point some stuff out to him in terms of the music, what was happening around him. As he told me, he was ready to go to India to do his Mother Teresa and work with Sita out there. And then realized, of course, that no, there was a revolution that was happening right here in North America. And Regina was one of the centers of it. And that was the beginning of a relationship that Dunc and I had, and then June had, and the three of us had. And our lives have intertwined in that. And the first trips were just, I mean, you know, you just can't. They were just so powerful. There was a realm of consciousness that you wouldn't know if I had spoken the word, or Duncan had spoken the word, or if June was there, or who was there. I mean, it was so outside of ourselves, and there was such a realm of consciousness developing as though it was petals that was opening. I thought of it often as onion skins, layers of reality being taken apart. And so sharing this together as an exploring just bonded us. And we would come out of some of those trips in my studio in the Northern Crown building, 1801 Scar Street, and on the 4th floor with the Communist Party downstairs and the Science Christian room up there, and Ken Peters' studio over there. And we would cry for the sheer joy, the beauty, the awe of love and life and the universe and how it was all unfolding. We were crying. It was so beautiful, so intense. And yeah, from there on, it's you know, I mean, the theories, the notions, trying to actualize this, trying to speed up the process. And so this is what we got to do. And yeah, and the basic foundation of it all, of course, is love. You know, it's the love that opens up the energy gates, that reduces the resistance, that allows the actualization and the opening of who we are, and the actualization of who we are. And it's in that process that we evolve ourselves as a species. And we got to do it real fast. Okay, I'm getting concerned about that global warming thing. And as Duncan would point out, he says, necessity will force us to as well. Okay? We have to see the larger picture. And we are being forced to see the larger picture. We're going to survive, we're going to have to see the larger picture. And in that process, we become more aware. Because we see the larger process. We see the larger picture. We begin to appreciate what we do here now affects the folks out there. It's forcing us to become more aware globally. And it's forcing us also to think in terms of time, that what we do now is going to affect 50 years from now. And 50 years might be too late from now. So it's forcing us to think in larger times and in larger space. And in that process, we become more aware. And in that process, hopefully, we become a better people and a better society through, there's an inherent belief in here, the more aware we become, the better we become. That's one of the inherent beliefs that Duncan would have and that I share with him. So, here we are. Duncan, we love you. Okay, he saw light and dark. He saw light and love and hope where others would only see darkness. Okay, so Duncan, he's our beam. We're following. Thank you.